Hi, this is Elwin Robinson, founder of Lionheart Herbs, and here to talk to you about what's currently my favourite tonic herbal tea blend, and that is Digest. Now, Digest is interesting because this is one that's been added later. For many years, I only had 5 basic formulas, which corresponds to the 5 organs. But I've added this one, and this one's actually originally formulated for me more than anyone. Although over the years, I've discovered that there's more and more people who actually would really benefit from it too, which is why now, at the time of shooting this video, we've just released it for the first time. So Digest is a really, really simple and yet powerful blend. And so it's kind of similar to the blend Strength, which you may already be familiar with. But with the Strength blend, you've got a combination of qi herbs and then yang jing herbs, right? And so with this one, we're just focusing on the qi herbs, right? And so if you tried the Strength before and found that it's a bit too powerful for you, it's a bit overstimulating, maybe the taste was too bitter, you're gonna love this, okay? For me personally, I found Strength overstimulating over time as I started to get more and more healthy, and I needed something that's calmer but that still had these benefits, which I'll talk about now. So first thing that I love about this blend is that it really stokes and supports the digestive fire, right? And so someone who eats how I do, which is a lot of raw foods, a lot of plant foods, a lot of green foods, it's very easy for your digestive fire to become weakened, especially over time. Now, this is something that is maybe a bit of a controversial viewpoint, but a lot of people, they say, oh, when you do Chinese herbs, how do you marry that with, the way you eat? And so this is really what I do. I include these herbs, right? So that even if I eat a lot of cooling and moistening foods, my digestive fire is still strong, right? Because I use Digest. And so how could you tell your digestive fire is not strong? Because your digestion gets sluggish, right? Food is more likely to stagnate in your system. You don't get hungry very easily, or even if you do get hungry, you kind of feel, it's not like a growling, gnawing kind of hunger. It's more like oh, I want some food, or maybe my energy's low now kind of hunger, So if you already have that growling, gnawing, I gotta eat kind of feeling, your digestive fire is probably already strong. But if you don't, this is really, really effective. Now it's good anyway, because many of the herbs, in fact all of the herbs, in this blend are double directional, right? Which means that they will tend to bring you back into balance, whatever that is for you. But still, I like it because it will tend to have that effect. And if you're someone who tends to eat a lot of raw foods, tends to eat a lot of green cooling foods, and tends to eat a lot of plant foods, this is really awesome, right? Now, it also relieves, and I'd say this is really the main benefit, a damp spleen condition. Now, what on earth does this mean? This is a piece of terminology from traditional Chinese medicine, and what it basically refers to is kind of the opposite of what I just said. So if you're lacking digestive fire, you'll tend to have this damp spleen situation. Now, the most obvious sign of that is mucus and phlegm, right? Other signs of it are food intolerances, candida, leaky gut syndrome, all of that kind of stuff. All the digestive issues can ultimately root and basically stagnation again if you notice that food takes a long time to go through you, or the opposite, if it goes through you too quickly. Basically, if you're not digesting right, 90% of the time, this comes down to a damp spleen situation, right? And so when I realized I had this a few years ago, that's when I started to really go for these herbs and these herbs specifically, and it really worked, okay? It was really powerful. And so that's why I love these. They really turned it around for me. And digestion, in Chinese medicine, and really more and more in the Western world as well, is considered to be kind of the root of good health, right? Because the immune system is also rooted in the digestive system. Even many aspects of the neurotransmitter system. So your ability to produce enough serotonin, for instance, which makes you feel calm and confident and happy. All of that is rooted in digestion, so it's really important. So the other purpose of the Digest is that it's a qi tonic, right? Qi also sometimes spelled Qi. So it's a qi tonic, which is important for many things, but especially for energy, right? So the Taoist system, energy fundamentally comes from the air you breathe and the food you eat, right? And so increasing your ability to digest right? Which means digest, absorb, assimilate nutrients, right? Because just because you're eating the right stuff, or just because you're taking the right stuff in supplement form, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to go into your cells like it needs to, right? A lot of the time it isn't digested and absorbed and assimilated properly. So these herbs help you do that, and therefore they increase your energy. To some degree, some of them as well increase the capacity for your lungs to work better, 2 of them specifically. So it's generally an energy formula and a really good, powerful one as well. And one of the other benefits, and of course this is a factor, so we have to consider it, is that it has a mild, pleasant taste, right? Hallelujah. The first 3 herbs, which are the dominant herbs, the king herbs, if you will, the formula, which is what most of the blend is, are all very mild spleen tonic herbs, right? They're all roots, and they have a mild, sweet taste. So that's always good, right? Now, as much as I love all of my other formulas, I know the taste is a little bit funky, right? Depending on which one you're talking about. Rejuvenate tends to be quite, mild. Some people like Cleanse or Serenity, like, oh, it's strong. Yeah, it's got a bit of taste, right? Bitter's good for you, right? A bit of, it's excellent. And if you add a little bit of stevia or some kind of sweetener, it's fine, right? But what I like about this is it's pleasant, even without adding any or much sweetener, right? It's just a really nice kind of taste. So that's always good, right? So what's it got on it? So basically the 3 main herbs are astragalus, white atraculodes, and codonopsis. Now they all have their own unique benefits which justify having all 3 of them in there, but to be honest, we could really sum them all up as saying that they have a combination of these benefits, right? Some things more than others. Some astragalus is a bit more for energy and adaptogenic, and codonopsis is more for the damp spleen situation, but all together they all do that similar kind of job, right? American ginseng is the supporting herb, which is really powerful, especially for stoking the digestive fire. And then lastly, we've got goji berry. And to be honest, goji berry is mainly in there as a harmonizing herb, which means that it helps all the other herbs get on together better. I know that's a bit of a crazy idea, but in Chinese medicine, that's what you do. And also, just on a practical level, also adds a bit of sweetness and a bit of tastiness. Now, not to, emphasize the importance of goji berry, because it's one of the most awesome herbs in the world, right? It's fantastic. It's excellent Jing herb, excellent to help to recover from stress, to restore your reserves of energy as opposed to your chi energy, your reserves of energy. Fantastic for beauty, fantastic for mood. Loads of good things about goji berry as well, but it's mainly added to this formula in that role as a harmonizer. So that's basically it. If you have any issues with digestion, especially if you could do with resolving a damp spleen or stoking the digestive fire, go for it. Go for digest. And what I'd say is, even though on the packaging it suggests starting with a small amount, because that's always good, because you never know how your body's going to respond to any new herb, as with any new food, right? With this one you can go for like a good 2, maybe even 3 teaspoons full, if you want to and if you need to, right? Because it's got that fairly mild quality to it, as well as having a mild taste. It's very powerful, but it's not like, like a cleanse, or even a rejuvenate is quite strong. Like it comes on strong and your body's like, ooh, okay. Whereas this one is very mild, right? The energy of this is all earth energy, which is very centering and stabilizing and all that kind of thing, right? And grounding. So it's not going to shake you up in any way. So generally, if you really enjoy it and you want to go for it, go for it. And of course, as always, listen to your body. So basically, yeah, if you want to support your digestive system, I highly recommend Digest. It's my favorite at the moment, maybe along with Rejuvenate actually, but definitely in there with in the top 2. Look forward to hearing your feedback about it as always. Thank you for watching.